What's up, fellow house hackers? Ben Einspahr here. So I was going through some of my old files and I came across a blog post I wrote, honestly, about a year ago during the middle of COVID. And I was going to post it, but I figured sharing a video would be more impactful for people that are very similar to me, that are more do-it-yourselfers, whether it's rehab or even just maintenance and fixes. You just like to do it yourself. So I figured this would be more impactful if I shared it myself. This story is about our very first house hack in the middle of COVID. And we originally started doing an Airbnb, which is generating great income. And then we had to switch to a medium-term rental. So we were getting a significant amount of less money per month in rental income. So I was doing anything I could to keep all of our rental income in our pocket. So to the story, I got some pictures that I'll go through and walk you through it. So I looked under my kitchen sink and I saw this green custom paint job growing. That's mold. So I wanted to try to just fix it myself. I figured it'd be an easy fix. So my original plan was, okay, well, easy. I'm just going to knock out this wall, knock out this floor, knock out this, and replace it, spray it with some killed mold killer, and call her good. Well, anyone who has heard the saying of don't knock down old walls in an old house because you'll open up Pandora's box of repairs that you don't want to get yourself into, if that makes sense. So, case in point, I knocked everything out. I started cutting it out, investigating, and I figured out it looked like I was in a little bit more over my head than what I thought it was. This 50-year-old galvanized pipe was broke at these threads. So just to explain this picture a little bit, this is my garbage disposal. When water drains, it goes down here through my P trap here and then down into my crawl space and to the street, basically. But this was broken, so all the water that was draining was just flooding all right here, and over time that created mold. So I figured I'll just patch this and replace it. So as I started cutting this and wanting to replace this, boom, the whole thing broke off. And so when that happened, kind of a funny story is my wife said, "Ben, are you crying?" And I was like, "No, I have dust in both my eyes." I'm just kidding. That was a joke. So anyways, our project led from the kitchen cabinet under the sink to now down in our crawl space. And here we go. So this is right above here is where our sink and the cabinet is. So then that drain you saw went down here, here, and there. So it broke off right here, and I was just going to cut this out and I was going to replace it. And as I started messing with this, it started breaking right here. And then it started breaking right here. So long story short, about 5 trips to Home Depot later, everyone at Home Depot ended up knowing my name by the end of the day and what project I was working on for how often I was there. But eventually it got replaced. I got fixed with the help of YouTube. So there's the new part is I replaced it and fixed it and sprayed some kills to kill any moisture that was there and called her good. Then ended up, there's the new part, had to put some new insulation in because this is an exterior wall. And so now garbage disposal is right here, water goes right here, down, and now down through there and through here and out. Problem solved. Then had to patch it all up. This is kind of the final product. So now to go to the number side of things. if you look at what a plumber would cost, it'd be $100 just to look at something right outside the gate. And I figured a plumber is a lot more productive than what I would be trying to figure something out on the fly. So I figured a plumber at $100 an hour would take 3 hours. 3 hours times $100 an hour equals $300. And then if you noticed, there was some woodworking to be done, carpentry work for all of this to be replaced, this to be put in. I still need to tape it, mud that and paint it. And so I'd have to hire a handyman, which I figured would be about $50 an hour for another 3 hours. So $50 an hour for 3 hours equals $150. So just labor alone, $300 for the plumber and $150 for the handyman or carpenter, $450, and that's just labor alone. And so material, I spent $100 worth of material. However, I've been on the other side of things, and I know how construction works, and I know how bidding and running a business works. So I know that when you're given a quote or an estimate, and let's say I was doing this and I saw $100, typically traditionally what you do is you double your material cost. So if I paid $100 in materials, I would charge the customer $200. It's just standard practice. So now $100 times 2 equals $200. So all in costs that I estimated during the time of doing this was $450 of labor, $200 material, $650 total. If you take $650 total minus my actual cost, I figured I had $550 worth of savings. So my wife's a saint, but she always wants to hire things out because she doesn't want to have to. She just wants me to hire it out. So I'm not spending the whole weekend working on plumbing on our house hack. But I really wanted to save the money and I wanted to learn this myself. So she was nice enough and let me do this. It took about 2 days, 10 hours total. So what we did with that, since I theoretically saved $550, I took $50 out of that. And that next weekend, I took off work early on a Friday, drove up to the mountains and went camping and hiking all week. And there's our makeshift campsite. So I hope you enjoy this story. And the point of the story is that if you come across something, you can basically figure out almost anything you want with the help of YouTube, with the help of the retired plumber at Home Depot, whatever it may be. So if you come across a fix, just give it a shot yourself. You'll be surprised on what you can accomplish by using your resources. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and enjoy. Cheers.